Are you ready? You think you can tell us what to do? You think you can tell us what to wear? You think that you're better? Well, you better get ready. Bow to the masters. Break it down!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Comic Clowns Podcast. We are back on this wonderful Father's Day. I'm the only one that can celebrate.
You go to hell.
I know, right?
That we know of.
I mean, at this point, pretty much all that means is once I finally finish closing on the house this upcoming Friday, it means I just have to grill. Mother's Day.
Do you know how to use the grill?
Out to a nice dinner. Father's Day. Get out there and grill in the hot heat, you bastard.
I agree with Kyle. Does he know how to grill?
That's when you get the difference between pushing something out your hoo-ha and not.
Oh, okay.
All right, so... And then there's that.
I think we win on this one, though. I'd much rather grilled food than going out to a restaurant.
Yeah.
Depends where the food's coming from. If I can go get Craples, I can get a beautifully grilled steak there without having to do it myself.
Yeah, but I can get it for like $30 cheaper doing it myself.
Yeah. But I'm lazy. I mean, let's just...
And if I'm home, I don't have to put pants on.
If you're smart enough, you don't have to put... Never mind. This is Bruce War Chief Hoover.
That's
Chris
you.
Enforcer Vasquez.
Kyle Darth Cooch Kokenbecker.
And Grant Gracchus 4047 Kohler.
We are missing...
Two.
Nick the Minuteman Clark. He's supposed to be here. We're waiting.
Somewhere in
we
traffic.
got really impatient, so he'll come running in, and you'll hear something really cool with the microphone. That's gonna happen.
This is really past a minute. He's
if-
not following his name
If
very
you
well.
literally look at the freaking YouTube video, you can see in the microphone right now. Apparently, something happened, so now they have a legit microphone that you'd have at a concert up there. And Kyle's moved it once or twice so far, and it sounds like Godzilla's coming out of the ocean to fight Mothra. So it's awesome. And Mark the Dwarf Kogiacha couldn't be here again today. He just started a new job as a Napa auto parts delivery, so he's been getting shafted with these weekends.
Don't you do it. Don't you do it.
Do it. What do you say?
You said Napa. I can only assume where he's going to go with that.
I thought he was going to make a pun looks like Mark's short on time.
I told him to get out of that damn hole, didn't I?
Oh,
But
geez.
no, Gimli Jr. knows everything.
All right, so, and we also have Kayla with us. She's going to be talking because we were just at Geek Out recently. Actually everyone in the booth and myself back here in the producers area were actually at Geek Out. We did 2 panels.
Is that what we're calling those?
Well, we're gonna leave those alone. I'm not gonna bring those up as much as I would like to because that got weird. We nearly killed Deadpool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Deadpool deserved to get hit.
We had
a 12-year-old that has the mind of a
Us.
27-year-old.
he had some really good questions.
He did.
That 12-year-old should not be asking.
Oh no! Who's got the tightest vag in Marvel? Wow, kid.
Amanda Waller.
Okay, and then there's Kayla. Amanda Waller. Whoa. My
Silence.
Nope. You win.
Yeah, nothing.
Yeah, no, there's nothing to go with that.
There's no rebuttal. But we had I had a great time. We had the glass etchers there again. They got me a glass from them. Chris got a couple things from them. We ran around. They had wrestling, which was awesome. The wrestlers were cool.
Mm-hmm.
We got them to come drink with us and have a good time.
You go to hell, Kyle. All right, you just go to hell.
Oh, what?
I got to run the ropes, so
I'm pretty sure if I want to do it next year, I will.
probably.
Yeah, so I was at this point, we've made friends. It's Bruce in any social situation. Hey, look, Bruce made friends.
Isn't that any con, though?
Yep, that's pretty much it. So we got them to come with because these guys, you understand, the wrestlers came into this and they're like, we're just here to do a gig, and I'm just sitting in our cabin that Kayla just so happened to we got for Kayla, and I'm just sitting there charging some stuff. They come walking in, they're like. The biggest one there's where the hell are we? I'm like, let me sit down and explain this to you, what you are at.
Have you ever heard the sad tale of Geek Out? It's not so sad.
I'm running a thing in the back there that allows your kids to beat the hell out of each other with swords. He showed up and went, this is the thing you were talking about? Yeah. All right, kids, one of these people is going to tell you what to do. Don't get your ass kicked. I'm like, awesome.
5 minutes later,
They're getting their
you
ass
had one job.
You had one job, kids. Come on. But we grilled up per usual, had
yeah.
beer, we did our fireworks display. We're gonna do better next year because we've had more people come to us again to
Saying
join
they
in.
want to give us more money.
Mm-hmm. There may or may not be a halfway event. I don't know. I had something hinted to me. I'm assuming might be a halfway event or something that Cosplay Film Fighting and or just us in general have been invited back out to.
Are we allowed to talk about that?
I don't know. I mean, we may be just an event for them to hang out.
So we're gonna get an angry Facebook message from Steve.
Steve went. There's nothing. I talked to Steve about that. He said there's nothing on the books about it.
Excellent.
So it's nothing official yet?
Nothing official, but like I'm pretty sure the way it sounded, my first thought when you talk to con people about it is like it is a halfway event, but it may turn out to be a, hey, you guys have been awesome. You want to come out and like have a weekend and just chill and drink with us type weekend. But
Yes,
but
we do.
We've got a couple other things going on there. Things for next year that we're not going to talk about, that we're not allowed to talk about.
Yeah,
We leave that to Steve.
we'll fill you in
Mr.
later,
Hannon. We'll let Steve Hannon talk about that stuff later. It's been but I had a great time. Grant, you well, I'm gonna leave Grant for last on this one because his what I want to say to him his segues into another section that he wanted to talk about. So
Yeah, fair
I'm
enough.
gonna let that one go. So I'll let Grant go last. Kyle, this was your first event. We've drugged you to many a con.
Yeah,
What'd you think?
this is the best one you've drugged me to. So, my favorite parts were when all you fuckers were asleep, and it's like 6 o'clock in the morning, and the sun's just coming out, and I'm sitting out there drinking coffee with the glass etchers, reading my book, listening to the Chainsaw Bear
How y'all doing?
going off. But and then people started waking up.
I was in my tent listening to the Chainsaw Bear.
Yeah, I didn't sleep the entire weekend.
My bad.
No, it was
Oh.
not entirely your fault.
This is one of those things where it's like, just ignore it, then you'll get some sleep.
No,
there was no
you really
ignoring it.
You
can't.
cannot ignore me.
You were at a safe but applicable distance. Us, on the other hand, not so much.
Not so much.
Well, whose fault's that?
Yours
Of
for
course.
having such a massive setup and not being able to set up closer.
And also, I don't know. There's plenty of attributes, but keep going, Kyle.
I mean, but it was great. Our panels were, they were a thing. But I mean, really, I drank and ate and drank, and then talked wrestling way too in depth for normal people for about 5.5 hours.
Yeah, I was just the vitamin D attacked me, and I'm just like I can't stay up through this conversation as much as I would like to. He got to run ropes. He was excited.
I did.
Uh,
Got to piss off Grant. Then you see Hannon and Caleb walk up, and they're like, "Yep, hey, turn around and talk to the security behind us, so they know you can do this. We don't care, but you have to tell him."
why'd you piss off Grant?
Yeah.
I said Chris.
No, you said Grant.
You did say Grant, dude.
You said Grant.
Obviously, you guys aren't paying attention to me.
I'm like, is there something I missed? Because Kyle doesn't piss off Grant.
I don't know. He did tell me one time that he's not going to heal me in our D&D game that may never ever come to fruition.
I told you, close on the house. It's starting. I actually purchased.
Believe it when I see it.
I purchased the long table in that house just so we could have a D&D table.
Oh, you actually
Kayla's
got
like
the
for
kid
dinner
table.
parties. I'm like D&D.
Yeah, a D&D dinner party. D&D.
I know, right?
It's a triple D.
It's the triple
Or
D. Wait, was that-
D&D and DP.
Are we actually going to be going with? Wait, D&D
No.
and DP. I feel like we're talking Exotica again.
Okay.
Double D, DP. All right, we're.
But they don't do panels.
Well, they might do panels if they show up at the right place. Okay.
There it is.
But I digress.
Chris, you had another wonderful time. I mean, you were behind the grill the whole time.
Yep.
Do you want to tell the story, or do I get to again?
Which story?
Which story?
The-
George.
There's more than one.
Hey, yeah.
It's like there was a little light in his eyes. Like, oh, yeah.
Kyle,
that
if
story.
someone wants to move that monitor so Chris can look me in, so I can see the look of disgust in Chris's eyes as I bring up this story.
Actually, there is no look of disgust in my eyes.
Come on, man, that was some of the funniest
it,
thing ever.
it really was fucking hilarious. But you know what? I'll be honest. You can go ahead and tell it, man. You
So-
can go right ahead.
So we're like running around, and Chris is like. Chris is drunk at this point. We're all 3 sheets that went on Friday
yeah.
night, and it's just because it's past 8 p.m. So you guys don't understand. We're not like shit faced at like noon. We're like,
Whoa.
you're
You
not.
can't-
You're casually drinking at
You
noon.
can't
Kyle.
drink all day if you don't start in the morning.
Yeah, I mean, you casually drank all day, but we get to like it's now like way 3 sheets to the wind, and Kayla's going to sleep. So I walk over to the cabin. Chris looks really mad. Apparently, I don't know what it is. I lay down Kayla. I'm with Birdie. I'm not like I say goodnight to you, honey. Jeez, and then I come
Tucks
back
you
out.
in, reads you a bedtime story,
I know, right?
kisses you on the forehead.
Yep, that's
Don't let
about
the bed
all
bus
I did.
paralyze.
I mean, she was on the top bunk, so I couldn't do as much as I. So we end up. I walk back out there. There are 2 guys with their shirts off, rubbing their chest. I'm like, what the hell happened? Chris,
Oh, this story.
Yeah.
Chris is like, I hit him. I'm like, why did you do that? They told me to. I'm like, I find that hard to believe. And then Birdie is literally sitting there, looks at me and goes, he walked in. Someone said he looked like he wanted to hit somebody. He's like, I really do. And then 2 people volunteered. I'm like, really?
Yeah, it went down just like that.
Sadly, it's true.
So next thing you know, Chris gets a phone call saying that, he's got his girlfriend Crystal there, and she's like having a hard time. If you've never been to Can and Geek Out America, during the day, it's kind of a pain getting into. During the night, your first time is damn near impossible.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so they're having a hard time, and Chris is like, I'll fix this, and goes running out of the gazebo. And comes back, and I'm like, oh crap, someone should screw it. He comes back, and he's got someone in a headlock, like the reverse one. So like they're leaned back, and he's leaning backwards, and I see a bald head, and Chris is like, George here's gonna help me out. Get your butt in the booth, Minuteman. Minuteman just showed up.
All right.
Yay.
Yay.
Welcome.
So you see a bald head, and I'm like,
Oh, we're not orange.
Chris, what are you doing? And he just looks at me and goes, George here's gonna fix the problem. Will you get Steve Hannon out of a headlock? And then he goes, this ain't Steve, this is George. Looks down, because it's pitch black out, so he didn't really know who he grabbed.
Until I was
So
back
he
in the
looks
light.
down in the light and goes, oh shit! And Steve comes out nothing but laughing his ass off, because he just realizes Chris had no idea what
Chris,
he did.
you
So-
failed your perception check.
So they walk
Or
out the
passed.
next morning. I'm like, tell me you apologize to Steve. He's like, I haven't seen him yet. So Chris comes out of the cabin from going to the bathroom, and Steve's standing right there, just looks at him. George. And just walks off. Because
He literally pats me on the shoulder and goes, you are a funny guy. I have a lot of fun with you. I'm like, all right. He's not pissed I choked him out.
It was freaking amazing. I couldn't stop laughing. And then we still got to do everything we wanted to do. CFF never got badges. Comic-Cons never got badges.
No one questioned us, though.
I'm sorry, Grant. I only got 1 badge from that event, and that was to my daughter. And just so happened that Steve had one sitting in his back pocket.
Steve did say when
if
we were
I wanted
leaving,
to give him my mailing address,
if you wanted to, just message him. He'll mail them out.
Okay.
If you really want one, or if you want me to get you some, I will. Kayla, this was your first event. You enjoyed a whole bunch of different things than we did. Go right ahead.
Not my first event, but the
Well, I
first
meant-
time going there.
I meant
First time
for
Geek Out.
I was excited because it was one that I could really be a part of. Like, I do the nerd thing and all that, but the hippie stuff was wonderful. The hula hoops, the infinity circus that taught us how to do silks and lira, which is like the hula hoop that you like climb into and stuff. And then the trapeze, that was so much fun. And then just throwing the kid in the bouncy house, that was awesome too.
Didn't have to watch my daughter. Just chucked her inside of a bouncy house.
Nice.
We
No
over
one
there.
watched
Okay,
your
bye.
daughter.
No,
It
no.
was she'd come in, check in with us, and be like,
Hey, I'm here.
"Hey, I'm going over here. Is that okay? Yeah, just if you go anywhere else, let us know."
Let somebody in this group know.
And she
But,
did repeatedly.
Oh,
Put some
Every few
put some
hours she'd
sunscreen
show back
on.
up,
You
yeah.
are
Oh, yeah.
You're a baked child.
every few hours she'd come back. Can you put this on? Okay.
Oh, because that first Friday, she was lit
red.
up. It was bad. The walls on the wall. She was red like the red on the walls in here for the YouTube viewers.
Mostly on her face and her
It was
shoulders.
horrible.
So-
But she didn't burn. She did not burn.
That's a good
Oh, and
thing.
then we rescued a child who stepped on a sparkler
Yeah.
That was a good
because
time.
their parents were a little bit too free-spirited
Oh, they're just free spirits. I'm like,
until
she's
she was
running
screaming,
around-
crying with ashes and
No,
parts
he
of a spark
still said
in her
free
foot.
spirit after she stepped in. I'm like, you are insane, man. And then I'm like, she should be okay. We couldn't get the sparkler out. We're like, okay, well, hopefully she'll be all right. And next thing you know, the next day, I wonder if she's okay. Then she's running around the concrete and everything.
No,
in
she was
barefoot.
running around on gravel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she was running around the Mario Kart track.
Yeah, we in bare feet again. I'm like,
Wow.
obviously she's okay. So you had a great time. I'm glad to hear that. So
Mhm.
you got a tie-dye shirt. You got some funky MC Hammer pants.
Oh, I got lots of compliments on those pants.
She got a parachute pants?
She got
They
parachute
were-
pants.
That's
They,
awesome.
not
Parachute
were, they
pants.
are comfortable as fuck.
Oh, they are. They are great. We started picking up Magic again. So
Yeah.
Yep.
we're
Yeah.
hoping to get them to do displays next year. You know, you're talking to them about. You're talking. Hopefully, Steve will get them to start doing actual shows next year, so you can see how they do their actual acts.
If they can pay them.
Yeah, Grant, he's making good money on this event. Honestly,
Hopefully.
he should be. Considering people are paying for the spots and for everything else, Steve should be making. I'm hoping he can afford everything he wants to afford.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The worst part of the entire event was Thursday night, where it dropped to be like almost
Like,
freezing.
40?
Oh,
Oh,
God, it was so cold.
I was cold in
That
the
was so-
cabin, and I had 2 blankets on and on the top bunk. I'm like, I don't know how you guys are doing it, but
Went out and bought
Woke up,
another
went
blanket.
right to
and-
Walmart.
what did I tell you before we left? What did you need?
Kayla,
Another blanket?
Sleeping bags. What else did I
Kayla,
tell
Good
you?
on the
Kayla.
sleeping bag.
Oh,
this is how we did it. I got wasted and
Oh,
just
yeah.
passed out.
Oh yeah, that
That's
helps.
Chris.
That's how it
Chris.
works.
All right,
Oh.
Grant. This was your first event. What do you got for me, buddy? What was your what did you enjoy about it?
It was mostly for cosplay foam fighting, to be honest. That's what I went out there for, as well as for Comic Clowns. For the panels that we did,
Yeah.
one was definitely better than the other. I will admit that. And I think our 18 plus ones are a little bit better than our PG-13 ones.
Because we can be ourselves.
Exactly.
But for that one, I don't think we had the right crowd to actually. I don't like the direction of our topics for that one. I'd like to keep it more what we kind of stuff we talk about here, the way we talk here. But
Yeah. I would say I was really happy you did get to come.
First
because I was-
OhioCon, so
no, yeah, that's why I wanted you. I wanted you to fight some of our OhioCon fighters.
that was definitely interesting.
Then you had
What?
the tent.
you really did.
By the way, thank you for cooking for me. You made
Right, that's right.
You did cook the food I asked you to. Thank you.
No problem.
It was good. I could see how you lived on that stuff. It was very delicious. You had the tent though. You had like that. You had the World War. You had like the reenactment
was a-
tent. He brought the whole thing. Explain the tent to everyone. I can't
Civil
do
War
it.
canvas tent, if I'm not mistaken, more than a World War.
That was actually what it was used.
It was a Civil War. Yeah.
It was yeah, I cannot talk today. But this is it's mostly an A-frame tent with a 10-foot by 10-foot dining fly. That's in front of it. And that's what I normally use for, especially for the main periods I do, mostly for Napoleonics, for the reenacting community itself. And that's one thing I like about it, especially if you're doing the camp out things like Geek Out. It actually, I can have multiple uses out of this, not just for reenactment, but as far as for Geek Out or camp out conventions such as that one.
Multi-use tent. Nice.
We need a command tent for next year.
Yeah, that's what we're going for. We're going for a command dining tent. What do you think,
Yeah.
Kayla? Just like have it like completely boxed in. I mean, I feel like just our group is taking over an entire area.
Pretty soon we're
didn't?
not going to have vendors in front of us anymore.
No, those stay.
Those
the
stay.
glass
know
etchers
where we
better
parked
stay.
the vans this year? That's where the command tents go.
Well, yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. Where we parked Birdie's
vans?
van is where we should, right in
Yep.
front of Birdie's van, set up the command tent.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's like we're one giant kind of slime thing, and anybody who's in the way, we kind of like suck into it, and it's now part of our little family thing.
Oh yeah, they had such a great time. Kayla, what do you think of Chris's cooking? This is like your first weekend, legitimately having like a weekend of Chris's cooking.
Kayla,
What?
it's
I
to
said,
you.
this is your first weekend of actually having like a full weekend of Chris's legitimate cooking. What'd you think?
What you think of my cooking over the weekend?
It's okay because my mom will never see this. I'd prefer you to be making mistakes tonight than her.
Awesome, Nick. I'm sorry you couldn't come. But I'm gonna see if we can get more like. Thank you for helping with the s'mores and everything. And honestly, Kayla, Ryan was very happy with you there.
We
Thank you for
forgot
getting
we
her
had
into the
s'mores.
trapeze act. We're gonna be trying to do s'mores and more stuff like that next time. But we'll like Geek Out's like one of our staple events. We're gonna get more of that going, and we'll talk more about that. Nick, hopefully you can make it next year. Sorry about your family affairs that had happened. You can say something now. Let people know you're here.
I'm pretty sure it's
I'm
on.
alive. The mic was off.
I know. I know.
For good reason. I
Kyle
mean,
fidgeted your stick, and it works now.
Yeah, it took a little work. You gotta work it. And now we're doing whale mating calls. Good to know.
It's Godzilla.
That's Godzilla. Either that or down Periscope would be proud.
Gojira!
It's a
All
tanker
right,
going.
so let's move segue really quick. Unless Grant something about Geek Out he wanted to say.
There, on top of the cosplay foam fighting that did, I actually was able to test out a few things that I brought up for cosplay foam fighting, and that was mostly for trying to do historical games while all the people are participating in cosplay foam fighting. Some of them, they definitely need work after testing out at least 2 out of the 4. I will admit that.
I have a correction for you. It's not Macedon. It's Macedonia, damn it. I heard you.
Time out. Are we talking about an animal or?
No, he was yelling Rome versus Macedon. It's like, no, it's Macedonia.
That gives you an idea for crossover fights right there. Rome versus a mastodon. I'm in. The Black Ranger is proud.
Yes.
The Black Ranger is now proud.
It's just when I'm looking through this, trying to figure out historical games, it's like, all right, which ones can I figure out that didn't involve archers, guns, or horses?
No, every battle has racism.
Okay, well, then we're not playing anymore.
Thus, America never got involved.
You need some freedom.
So
Yeah.
you were talking about this is like what there was an anniversary of one of the best battles that came about.
On the day of when we were actually recording this, not on the Wednesday that it comes out, this is actually the 202nd anniversary of the Battle of Waterloo on June 18th, 1815.
Outstanding. That is your fact of the day, ladies and gentlemen. Go home and impress your friend. Not in a bad way. I mean, you got that's the cool thing about like this group I like is like we all have different things that we like to do, and Grant is a huge reenactor, and he's got some knowledge on that stuff that I can't actually do. I'll give him that one. That's a fight, you know. Well, what's your favorite battle, Grant? I actually want to know.
Throughout all the periods, or
All
the
the
ones I
periods.
reenacted?
All the periods.
Damn, this is gonna be another top 5.
No,
no top 5.
One. Top one.
Just one.
I mean, I can give you my favorite battle to study or anything. It's Antietam. It's just the bloodiest battle in basically American history.
Yet in the end, it was a draw.
Yeah, I know, but it's just phenomenal.
Let's see. If I were to choose one, be the Battle of Austerlitz, December 2nd, 1805.
We're just gonna name this YouTube video or like anything the Battle of Geek Out, the Battle of College Corner,
So
Ohio.
what's that battle?
Huh?
Yeah, what is it?
The other note for Austerlitz is also known as the Battle of the Three Emperors, where Napoleon Bonaparte, with only 75,000 troops, faced off against 90,000 Russian and Austrian troops led by both Tsar Alexander I and Francis I of Austria. In the end, Napoleon destroyed the whole Austrian army and a third of the Russian army.
Okay, how much of that was Napoleon actually being better than them, and that's just the Russians sending their soldiers? Oh no, what happened?
It was pretty much a bait and bash tactic that Napoleon did, and Tsar Alexander, who was pretty much overall commander, he got a little too cocky.
So he kited them.
Sounds like Russian right there.
Just keep sending them. What's the worst that could happen? Oh, they're all dead.
All right, so let me go ahead and get this down here, Kyle. Just 1 out of 10. What do you give it for Geek Out?
9 out of 10, going every year.
Chris, this one compared to the other ones.
Oh man, this is a 9.
Okay, Miss Kayla
9.5.
and Senor
Usually
Grant.
Grant's the one with the 0.5s.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not the only one anymore.
Senor Grant.
But I would give this a 9 also.
Oh,
The only thing I really didn't like about it was the drive. But yet again, this was my first Ohio convention, so you can't really...
Oh, that beautiful 4-hour drive compared to the 5.5, 6
hours.
hours that we've been doing. This one was a cakewalk compared to the
Yeah.
ones that me and Nick and Chris and Bertie have been having to do.
Well, that's you guys, not
I
me.
know, right? And Kayla's joined along for the rides on some of them.
Joined along or just passed down the car?
No, she doesn't
What?
sleep on car rides. She gets angry
Doesn't
about
sleep?
that. You don't sleep on car rides, Kayla.
Oh.
That's what I'm saying. Like she doesn't sleep on car rides.
We had a little Asian boy sleeping in the back with me and Bertie.
Oh,
Poor little
that
Kevin.
really
Kevin?
needs some like. That really needs.
No context. No
Context?
context. I want that just to be stated. Someone's like, wait, Nick had a little Asian boy in the back of his car. Don't ask questions. Just let it
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
so-
I remember that.
Since we're going on with current events, E3 just happened as well.
Oh.
Yep.
We're gonna talk about some of our good or bad or ugly. Give us our thought of it. We got like 20 minutes. Then Kyle wants to do a small rant at the end. Nick, I'm turning off your microphone during the rant.
Leave it on,
I
just
don't-
Nick behave.
I don't want to be sued, so Attacked is one thing, sued is another. So, and I feel like Nick and the topic that we're going to be talking about could bring out Facebook Nick from the internet to here.
Oh no.
Oh,
Yeah, that
That's
yeah.
a wide berth you're giving me on that one.
I know, right?
In other
so-
words, don't do it.
So E3 had a bunch of things that had happened. We'll make this one not too quick, but
It
enough
did.
that matters. I had some things that were great, some things that were horrible, and there's things we want to cover. I'll do my good, my bad, and my ugly. I'll go first, and you'll hear everyone else talk about it. My good, Guilty Gear Dragon Ball Z. I'm going to sing that praise. The reason why I love this is the fact that the game started as a Mugen Engine game created by a bunch of standalone artists, and then the people picked it up. They liked the idea, and now the people that make Guilty Gear are making a Dragon Ball Z fighting game. The Dragon Ball Z fighting game that we deserve. After all the crap we've dealt with Raging Blast and a couple of the other games, this is what we've been looking for, honestly.
I had no issues with Xenoverse. And Xenoverse
I didn't say
2, so-
Xenoverse. Xenoverse is one thing, but this is a great 2D fighting
Oh,
game.
okay, then, yeah.
I'm really happy about that. My bad, well, I just want to throw another good in there is the Wolfenstein 2. That's because I'm fanboying from when I was a kid. And swastikas. Awesome. That's me and Kyle have talked about this. It's the only World War II first-person shooting game out there that still has the swastikas on it. Everyone else uses the Iron
it's
Cross.
Not the only one, but
Popular.
with the main ones, Battlefield and Call of Duty
Have
all
taken
changed
it
it
all.
out to be the Iron Cross. Wolfenstein still uses the swastika.
I'm excited about that because
Which-
my dad got me into video games.
The
literally
most comic of
playing
the series.
Wolfenstein.
By killing Nazis.
By killing Nazis when I was a kid. So that's why Alucard really touched on right there, really on a home level right there. My ugly, before I go to my bad, my ugly definitely goes to the faces and the artistry. Well, just in general of Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. I call it ugly because it's bad right now, but it can be fixed.
X looks amazing.
Okay, X looks great. I'm happy for him, but Dante looks like someone ran him over with a lawnmower.
He looked like a meth dealer.
And literally, if you look at the game, the fighting styles looks great. The mechanics are awesome. The tagging system is different than what you're used to. It feels and looks awesome. But the graphic design on it, someone needs to go back to school because they screwed up that horribly. Because Dante from like Devil May Cry looks so much better than what they put in this video game. And my bad, jeez. I'm going to go with, I'm going to leave a couple for Kyle on this one. I'm just going to go with the downloadable DLC for Zelda. I am just not happy about that. Zelda was that last game that like you felt like would come out complete. Maybe have a patch update to fix something, but DLCs where you have to purchase something to keep the game going, that
It's-
irritates me.
That's an expansion pack more than it's the way normal DLC has been going lately. That
Okay.
game is complete. There's not.
I know.
You're not down. This isn't downloads to do anything to make the
Oh, that
story
was my
or
understanding
finish the
was it
story.
was Zelda DLC was what someone explained it. How someone explained it to me.
It's DLC. The first DLC pack is the Trial of the Sword, which basically you put the Master Sword back in its resting place. You basically travel inside that sword, and you go through dungeons to make that Master Sword stronger, to make it a better weapon. So it's just
Yeah,
it's trials. It's
DLC because it still doesn't add anything. It's not an
It's not-
expansion pack. Because if an expansion pack would add something to the game at the end of
Yeah.
the game to allow you to beat the game, would be something after the game after doing the main story.
and
This
then-
allows you to make the rest of the game easier. To me, that's a DLC.
But as
and
for
then it's
this one,
adding-
is DLC becoming more of a common thing in video games, especially in this day and age, or is it just specific games or genres
Oh, no,
that are
it's-
doing it?
no,
It's a cash cow.
it's a cash
It's a cash cow.
I have a rant, not a rant, but it's part
We'll
of
get to that rant
It's
another
part of
time.
my list.
Yeah,
We're gonna
okay.
have
We,
right
we,
now.
we were
Nick,
talking
you need
about
to move
this.
closer to the microphone.
Okay, I don't know how this one works yet. You guys changed things on me.
We didn't change it.
I didn't change crap on you. They changed
Give
it.
me a tie
Nick,
on, Mike.
good, bad, ugly. Let's make this one fast. We can
Yeah,
get to
we'll
Kyle's
go.
rant.
Okay, so good. We're gonna go with Metroid coming back. If it's good, I want it to be good. I'm not letting.
Steal my
I'm
good,
not-
will you?
Yes. Okay, fine. I'll give you a different one.
No, I've got others.
Okay. No, because I'm not forgiving or forgetting Other M.
Ooh.
It killed the franchise for about 8
Yes,
years.
but Other M was not made by Retro.
but it's still in the franchise.
No, it's not. It's not part of the Prime series.
It's not canon.
It's not
All
Metroid
right,
Prime.
another conversation for another time.
Defending it so hard. Okay.
Yes.
So okay, I'm confused though because I thought we were doing good, bad, ugly. So I thought bad would be the mid tier. Ugly is the worst thing possible.
No, for me, ugly can be fixed. That's my
Okay.
world.
Okay. Well,
he's just
yeah. So for the ugly for me would be pretty much everything Sony's doing right now.
Ooh.
You could be a Sony fanboy till you're blue in the face, but they're deciding that everybody else wants to go cross-platform for multiplayer,
Mm-hmm.
and here's Sony. They're gonna piss in the punch bowl. They took their football and went home, and everyone's like, "Why, Sony? Because we don't trust you guys." Like, so there was that. The
Gotcha.
bad was watching the entirety of Microsoft Xbox's lineup, and every single video they had to say the word exclusive in front of,
Oh wow.
including Minecraft
true story.
or Player Unknown Battleground. Like Player Unknown Battleground going to be on Xbox exclusive. Really? Because how the hell am I playing it? Where'd this come from? I'm a time wizard. Like it's Microsoft just trying to earn some good favor by saying the word exclusive because they know idiots don't know what exclusive means anymore.
Yeah.
They think, oh, only I have it. Do you know how to Google? Just putting that out there.
yeah.
That's
Who's next?
inconceivable. I think you're using that word wrong.
I don't think you know what that word means.
Kyle,
you
what
have
you
a
got?
dictionary.
So good. Nintendo just blew E3 out of the water as a whole. So Mario Odyssey looks phenomenal. You can take over a T-Rex, which looks fun as fuck. Apparently, you throw your hat at creatures and you basically take them over. Sure, we'll go with it.
Oh,
Pokemon
they
Mario?
brought back his girlfriend.
Yes.
it's video game logic.
It's
My-
terrifying, Mario.
My bad is all of Sony again with Nick. It's not. They didn't release anything new. They're rehashing things that they brought out last E3, which was new, and over the past 3 years where everything was great and Sony was just blowing it out of the water. They're not doing that anymore. And then ugly, Bethesda.
Oh, I don't know
Everything about that was, we're going to release 3 new versions of Skyrim. Why? It's dead.
paid mods.
Yeah, paying for mods. But
Not
then they
DLC.
retract that. No, we're just bringing those modders in, and then we're gonna pay the modders to work with our programmers to make it better and make that into DLC, paid mods.
Oh wow.
They did this
So-
2 years ago, and they got their asses chewed out
It's yeah, fuck you, Bethesda.
Go
to hell. Start
Grant?
working on Elder Scrolls 6.
Grant, what you got?
Normally I do not follow E3 or anything like that, but after looking at it a little bit before we started recording, there was one thing that made me question it a little bit, and this actually goes back to the Skyrim that you were just mentioning, Kyle, that they're doing a Skyrim virtual reality.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that. Same with Fallout 4, that they're doing virtual reality.
Your biggest problem is it's not BlizzCon.
Well, yeah.
Don't
I'm
ruin
with
my
you.
dreams.
I'm with you on that one. Don't worry, it's okay.
VR is the new shiny toy that they're trying to push so hard and failing.
Hands up real fast before we go to Chris. Who here thinks VR is going to be around just like 3D?
Oh, you mean like 3D TVs?
3D TV, 3D gaming?
I
good
give
on
VR 5 years.
Well, we're on year 2.
3 years.
Because here's the best part. You're talking about how they're going to bring Bethesda wants to do the whole re-release of their good titles everyone really liked. You have to buy them all over again,
Yeah.
which includes all the DLC and now the paid mods.
Yep.
And I'm sorry, Kayla, there's no Sims. It's now at our age. It's now just called real life.
Yeah.
That's why I stopped playing it.
Because you can't just stick people in a pool and watch them drown.
I mean,
I could
we
still do that.
we could. We just don't want to go to jail for it.
It's a lot harder to hide now. Everyone's got a smartphone.
I know, right?
All right.
Chris,
Chris
what
is-
you got?
For me, my good was the new SpiderMan getting dropped. It looks good. It's by Rocksteady,
Mhm.
the guys who do Arkham games. So I'm actually interested in that. My bad actually has to go to the new Madden 18 storyline coming out.
Oh my God, they're doing that. That's right.
And the reason I say bad for that is because the storyline looks good, but it looks like you're stuck with a stock character with a stock name. You can't change them or edit them in any way.
That sounds like EA. You're going to have to pay to do that.
Yeah.
This is
So
season pass
For anybody
exclusive.
who don't know Chris on a personal level, customization is his life.
it really is. I like to be everything but me.
So is
Big
Chris
boob
gonna
little blonde girl.
So is Chris gonna lose his mind when he plays Agents of Chaos?
Probably.
It's like the new Saints Row.
Oh God.
All right, Chris, what you
Come on,
And-
fanboy. Come on, fanboy.
It's coming. It's coming. Fanboy moment's coming in right now. And my ugly goes to BioWare and EA's new game, The Anthem.
Huh? Why? Because it's Mass Effect what it should be?
Yes, it's what Andromeda should have been.
Good.
Yes.
Exactly.
Fun.
That, and they actually took all the seasoned like video game graphers and shit like that, and had them work on that game, while they brought in a bunch of new idiots who worked on.
Well, hold on. What I love right now about all this is like every fanboy from Mass Effect defended Andromeda to their dying breath. I mean, Andromeda is great. It's Mass Effect, and it's awesome. Wait. The Anthem? Okay, what the fuck?
Oh yeah.
So wait, they're actually trying to make new titles, new IP? Holy
Yeah,
fuck!
I know. Holy fuck. But here's my here's the like big ugly also as well for it. It's by EA and BioWare. They have a history of looking good at first and then falling off hard.
Oh yeah.
So I actually have no real predictions of this being a good game at all.
Well, unless you have a customizable dog that's a German Shepherd, right? Kyle,
You can put a
So-
necktie on him.
I want to give you 5 minutes. 5,
So
6 minutes. Go
one
nuts.
thing before that, the Sony guys came out with SpiderMan and said if you throw a villain off the building, they don't die.
Oh, what the hell?
You can't kill.
Goddamn Marvel.
So even if you throw the guy off a skyscraper, he's not dead.
This is video game logic.
Is he just unconscious?
He's just sleeping.
He's sleeping. He's just sleeping.
Okay. I didn't give you a lot of time to do this. That's my fault. What you got?
All right, so a few days ago, Nick sent me something about from Ubisoft for Uncharted 4 that their designers are saying diversity is just as important as gameplay and graphics.
What?
Now,
Oh no.
why do you have to come out and say this? Why is this the social justice era now to where Wonder Woman is the feminism queen of everything, to where the movie is being promoted by feminism, not the fact that it was actually a really good movie if you let it stand without that moral principle.
Well, we'll cover that. We'll cover Wonder Woman in more detail in the next one.
I'm not going into
Okay.
details about Wonder Woman. I'm using that as an example because Wonder Woman, if you looked in Texas, had women-only screenings. Now, they're talking about doing black-only screenings for Black Panther.
Oh Lord.
Now, I'm sorry, I'm not a racist. I'm not a sexist. I don't... Go live your fucking lives. I don't give a flying fuck what you do. But you want these things to go away, quit talking about them, quit bringing it into mainstream media, and it's not going to do anything. Look at one of the best movies that just came out recently, Get Out. It got a 99 on Rotten Tomatoes, the first African-American director to make over $150 million in
his
an opening
first
weekend.
movie.
In his first movie. But there's really no publicity about that because it's good publicity. There's a good role model for people.
Mm-hmm.
So why do we keep pushing these things? And then for my favorite X-Men is Iceman.
I know Kayla won. I told Kayla about this, and she had a really big problem with it in the car.
Oh, I'll give her a couple.
Mhm.
So Bobby Drake is gay.
Mm-hmm.
I whatever you want to say about how he became gay, Jean Grey going back and whatever. Who cares?
I think Bobby cares.
Clearly not. Read Iceman 1. Clearly not.
Goddamn
But
Family Guy.
You read X-Men or Iceman 1, it opens with him filling out a dating profile. Great. New technology, you're trying to adhere to this or masses. Every third panel, hey, I'm gay. Hey, did you know? I'm gay. I would do this for a guy. I would do that for the right guy. Just why are you throwing it, bombarding it in everyone's faces? Just, it can be a back storyline getting him a boyfriend. That's fine. But making it the main, we're just going to throw it in your face and berate you with it, I feel it's even more insensitive towards those communities, the same way they've been doing Wonder Woman for feminism. I'm waiting for Reverend Al Sharpton to jump up for Black Panther.
It's like judging a book by its cover. It's really, you shouldn't be doing
Well,
that.
look at the cover.
No, but when you look at the cover, it's Bobby Drake laid out making ice cubes into a pineapple
What?
drink.
He's got that Jeff Goldblum pose from
Okay,
From
that's
Jurassic
not gay.
Park.
That's Jeff
no,
Goldblum.
Hey.
but he's in that pose making an ice pineapple.
Kayla?
What I was gonna say is that, like, as we were talking yesterday, is that it's making a very multi-dimensional character flat, very one. You're making them out to be. I don't have the superpower anymore. Why? Because gay. That's what all we're going to focus on is gay or Wonder Woman. All we're going to focus on is that you're a woman. Forget anything else. Forget all the layers and stuff that makes a person a person. We're going to like one dimension.
Let me introduce you to American Chavez.
You look at Wonder
I
Woman.
know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Ripley.
No one else does anymore.
Look at Wonder Woman's not Diana's not the first leading lady.
No.
Oh, no.
Ripley,
She's not
Buffy,
even the first. He goes
Xena.
farther back than that.
Xena.
And
Joss Whedon has made a life of doing this. Look at Firefly. Me and Kayla talked about this in the car. 3 powerful female characters in that.
Oh yeah.
And it's
Alone.
not hitting you over the head with it.
and once again, Amanda Waller.
That's,
And
not, that's not a woman. That's the devil.
I'll
Yeah,
tell
the
you
wall
right now,
doesn't.
powerful,
The wall
though.
doesn't
Joss
count.
Whedon still has my favorite line of all time. He got sat down in an interview, and a woman asked him, "Like, why do you feel it's necessary to put powerful powerful females in your shows?" And he looked her square in the eye and said, "Because you have to keep asking me that question. You keep asking me that, and that's why I keep doing it. It shouldn't be a thought." Kayla, you brought up Pink, right? Hold on, Nick. Remember we were talking in the car about Pink? You wanted it to be like,
Oh yeah, how
What
she
she
says,
said.
"Hi, I'm gay." Is like, "Hi, I'm a Virgo." It means 0. It's like, okay, whatever, move on.
Right.
Nobody cares.
Pink.
Like you were talking about
The
the singer, yeah.
and Pink.
We were
she came out. She made a statement. She
it was
said,
for something else, yeah.
Yeah.
And she
Okay.
wanted it to be the same kind
She
of
was-
idea.
Married to like a motocross guy.
Yeah.
She wasn't. She was making a point. She's
Oh.
like, you notice how none of you you weren't shocked.
If
when
you
I
go
came
up
out
say,
and said that.
"Hey, I'm a Libra," "Hey, I'm a Virgo,"
And we really
you
don't
want the
care.
same
Okay, that
yeah.
makes sense.
You brought up about Agent Smecker from Boondock Saints. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you knew he was gay at the when they put it in there, but that was it. It was dropped off. There's only a couple parts of it where they focused when he's in bed for a hot second, or when he makes those comments to what's his face about "get me
Greenlee?
a coffee." Yeah.
Yeah.
But you never focus on it. You just attribute it to part of his personality, who he is. But he's a really good detective, and people look at him for how
Exactly.
smart he is.
You knew he was a fucking genius
Mm-hmm.
Gay meant
before you
nothing.
knew he was a homosexual. And yeah, you had the homosexual scenes in there, and he dressed like a lady, and that's everything. But you knew he was smart enough to pull off, and his moral
But,
grounds
yeah.
allowed him to stand where he was. It wasn't because he liked a dick in his ass that made him who he was.
He was multi-dimensional. He was layered like everybody in the world.
Exactly. Nick, what were you going to say?
Okay, no. So
You got
anybody
like
who
a minute.
I noticed, damn. All right. So anybody who does or does not know about Game of Thrones would, if you don't know who George R.R. Martin is, you would say it's a really dark place to be as a woman, right?
Yeah, I
the
gotcha.
world of Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Do you know what he said? Similar to the Josh Whedon comment. Someone said, "How do you keep writing women in this 3-dimensional way?" Because I write women.
Yeah,
That was, I'm gonna leave it a pregnant pause too, because that's what he did. There was
Mhm.
no extra, and I was like, because I write real women. I write them like a person. And Game of Thrones has real women, but here's the other side. There's ramifications sometimes in different societies for that. Look at Cersei. Don't fuck with the Pope.
Yeah.
I'm just putting that out there.
I mean, all right, we'll leave it at that. I think the point we're all just trying to get across is
Identity politics
we're-
bad.
We're and I'll get
Yes.
we'll-
Stop getting hung up on things.
we have more talking about Wonder Woman, and we'll get more into that as well, because me and Nick have had talks about it, and there's things that I've thought about it as well. It's just let the movies and let the product stand on its own. Let it stand for what it is. A good product, a good thing. That's all we're looking for.
Yeah, as
But-
all of that, it was literally, I was just happy that, hey, women can be powerful.
We'll
Ooh, I
talk-
forgot about that.
We'll cover
Yeah.
more of that in the next segment when we decide to talk about that.
Yeah.
But
social agendas should not be the reason you're making something.
Yes.
shouldn't be the reason you're going to watch it.
Exactly.
Yes.
All right, that's it. And because I have a lot more on that topic when it comes to Wonder Woman, and it's. But
Yeah,
we'll
a
get
lot
to
more
that.
on
We'll
that
get that to
rant.
another point. I got another 40 minutes next week to cover that.
Oh yeah.
All right, you guys, we'll have a great time here. Kyle had me pick an exit song, so you guys can yell at him later on Facebook. This is Bruce War Chief Hoover.
Christy Enforcer Vasquez.
Kyle Darth Cooch Kuchenbecker.
Grant Gracchus 4047 Kohler.
And Nick the Minuteman. Bye.
Thank you, Caleb, for coming by. Once again, this is Kyle Darth Cooch Kuchenbecker.
This is Stephen William Regal.
Thank you, and good night.